Hi Aries, how are we today? Just doing our weekly readings. This week we are asking the question, what do you need to learn? Okay, so whether that's spiritually, emotionally, or somewhere in reality, we're going to ask the question and see what comes out for you. Please subscribe to the channel if you're not already. I do really appreciate that. This week I am using the Messages from Spirit Oracle deck. I have the Fairy Tale Lenormand as well as the Magpie Lenormand, which we will look at career and finances as well. Okay, so getting into it for you, Aries. Starting off with those messages from Spirit Oracle, they are a text-only deck, but, they're giving some really great overviews. So starting off with those, Aries, what does Aries need to learn? Obviously, it's that one. If you think you are alone, you are not. We are beside you in all challenges that you face. Trust that outside sources will always be working with you to ensure the best outcome of every situation. We have your best interests at heart. We love you. Okay, so message directly from the universe for you there, Aries, that you do have this spiritual support team around you, regardless of, what you believe on that aspect, whether it's, angels, spirit guides, your ancestors, or we're just looking at, God, the universe, source, whatever it is that you believe in. They're wanting you to know that they have your back, that they are around you and have your best interests at heart. They are beside you in all challenges that you're facing. Okay, so a bit of reassurance for you there, Aries. I do sort of feel that for a lot of you here, Aries, that it's kind of that feeling that you're never alone, even when you feel alone, knowing that there is someone, something that you can still sort of talk to, and even if that's just your higher self, that there is always that support for you. And some of you, there may be this issue of needing to rely a little bit more on the physical, real world support that is around you as well. But we'll have a look with the Lenormand here. Okay, Aries. What does Aries need to learn? What does Aries need to learn, please? Okay, pretty simply, we are seeing Aries needs to learn how to take action. Okay, I just want to see, can we clarify this message? Is this in regard to something specific for Aries? Please clarify this message. Okay, so Aries, we do have the stork starting us off today. So straight away we're seeing movement, things getting stirred up. This is the phase where you're really, thinking of different ideas, different ways you might do something. That idea generation, coming up with new ideas, coming up with, a plan for, what you want to do here, how you're going to do something. Okay, so I really feel that it's a very movement energy. It does stir things up and get things moving, and starts creating new energy within you. So there is this energy of I am seeing it kind of coming through relatively straightforward for you here, Aries, because I do have the rider coming through next, which is also movement. This is the moving from the idea, the plan, moving into taking action and moving forward. Taking action very swiftly, very quickly. Getting up on that horse and trying again, getting up on that horse and, riding off into the sunset here. So we're definitely seeing action. So, coming up with the plan, coming up with the idea, and then, putting that into action. All right. We do then see the birds, which is also a bit of movement happening with that bird's energy. Okay, this is generally about conversations and communicating, those actions, and taking action to talk about things, to have conversations with people around you. So we are getting, once again, that with that bird's energy, there may be the need for you to, come up with a plan and then take actions towards having the actual conversation with somebody, whether that be in regard to a challenge or support that is needed for you, or for someone else even around you, or whether this is actually part of the action, is having these conversations and facing these conversations head on. Okay, once again, the birds, very, very, like a lot of movement I'm seeing here. Like I sort of said, taking action, taking movement, having the conversations that need to be had. We do have that rounded out with the flowers, okay, the bouquet there, which is all about giving your all, giving your time, your love, your energy, so that you can receive the same in return. So giving your support, giving, your point of view, your opinion, with the birds there as well, giving your clear, open, honest communication, so that you can receive the same in return. So the flowers is very reciprocal energy. So, whatever you're putting out there, time, love, energy, conversation, receiving that in return. So it's kind of this energy of, if the long-term goal is, I want to get this or receive this from somebody, that you need to be, coming up with a plan and actioning that conversation with them. And you need to be, coming up with that plan and putting it into action to actually, talk about these things and give of yourself to this person, what you want to receive from them as well. Okay, so it is a very, like I said, reciprocal energy. For some of you, it is sort of talking about the gift of your conversation, the gift of your communication. The flowers can be an actual gift. So for some of you, we may even be seeing that there may be a gift involved, you giving somebody a gift, in order to have this conversation with somebody, or having a conversation with somebody, and giving them a gift at the same time. For some of you, the conversation itself is the gift, the honesty, the communication being the gift for some of you there as well. We do see very positive energy with all these cards, and even more so when I have clarified that. I have clarified that with the clover as well as the lily. Okay, so with the clover, that's all about, good fortune surrounding you at this time, when we're moving forward. Any actions that you're taking, they are surrounded by good fortune, but there is a strong element with the clover of taking the risk, taking a chance on doing this, taking a chance on getting on that horse and heading off, to this person for this conversation, facing this conversation, swiftly coming in to talk to somebody here. We do see with the lily that this is, it's probably something kind of very close to your heart, like, or it is potentially stirring up emotions here, or giving you and this person the opportunity to become quite vulnerable with this conversation. The lily does talk about emotional intimacy, so there does seem to be a strong element of, putting it all on the table, emotionally, with this conversation, giving your all, once again with that flowers, and then the clover as well, telling you to take the chance to, really reveal your truth. And even if that is a little bit emotional, even if you do feel a little bit vulnerable, it's taking a chance that, I'm going to put my emotions out there, and, hope that they are returned with that flowers. So I am sort of seeing this as a pretty straightforward thing, but this is what you're needing to learn. Okay, so you're needing to learn how to do this for yourself. So, it's kind of giving you the recipe right there. It's showing you coming up with the idea, putting that idea into action, focusing on clear, honest, open communication, conversations, giving your all. even if it's a bit risky, even if it feels like you're taking a chance to be quite vulnerable and giving, a lot of yourself to this conversation, to this person that you're having a conversation with, knowing that, it is going to help create more emotional intimacy between yourself and this person, that it very likely, with such a positive set of cards, it very likely is going to be returned for you here. And it is creating um, long-term giving and receiving within this situation. Okay, so focusing on the long term, what you're wanting to get out of this long term, this is why you're needing to take a chance on being vulnerable with this person and telling them what you want long term. I do feel as though that's a strong part of this here, Aries. Okay, so we'll have a look at your career and finances. Like I said, I feel like that's very sort of straightforward. It's probably the most straightforward one we've sort of had all week so far. Okay, Aries. Career and finances for Aries. What's going on for Aries with career and finances? Okay, Aries. So we are seeing that starting with the rider. Okay, so we're doubling up on that rider energy. So it's definitely a really good time for you to be taking all sorts of actions. I do feel as though what we saw there with the learning is just in general your entire life, but it is obviously being influenced in your career and financial sector as well, that you are needing to take actions and move forward with things within your career sphere as well. Okay, so for some of you, I'm feeling it's more along the lines of getting back up on the horse and trying again with that career stuff. Next, we do have the snake and then the fox. Okay, so the snake and the fox do have somewhat similar energies. This is, it can be deceptive manipulation kind of energy with that. So it's kind of, but I'm not feeling it in a negative way. It's coming through more with that fox energy, telling us that it's all about your own survival here when it comes to work, career, your finances. That you're needing to really follow your true passion and desire when it comes to work and career. Even if even if you do feel as though, because I do feel for some of you, you may feel like you need to be a little bit more manipulative, play a little bit of it, playing the game of the company kind of thing. Like, I'm trying to not say it very negatively, but like I said, it's not coming through in a negative sense. It's more about doing what needs to be done to get the job done, saying what needs to be said, so that that you're following your true passion and desire when it comes to this job, this career. I'm just trying to think of an example here, but it's it's kind of a little bit, playing the corporate game, playing the business kind of games. The fox is very business minded as well, and then when the snake comes into play, it really does show us that it's following your true desires and your passion and your ambition. Really pushing your ambitious self at the moment, Aries. That your ambition, but it's kind of like, it is kind of telling me that there may be the need for you to try things in a different way a little bit here as well, and be very conscious of, doing things the clever way, the intelligent way, the way that's going to work out for you best. So it's kind of like, if you always do things a certain way when you're approaching management, for example, that you're maybe needing to snake around certain issues and focus on the things that you're really passionate about, your ambitious side here, and say what needs to be said for you to have that ambition fulfilled. So you're leaving out the parts where because the fox is definitely the salesman of the lenormand as well. So it's, that like a car salesman who, will focus on all the really great qualities of the car, but they may not tell you about, the weird thunking noise that it makes, or that it's really bad on fuel in the long run. But they'll really, really sell up the great qualities. And that's kind of what you're needing to do when it comes to yourself and your true ambitions with your career. So really selling up, this is what I'm passionate about. This is where my ambition, I want to go to, I want this, I want that kind of energy, but still being very clever about it and approaching it in a kind of sneakier type of way where you're not being very outright. I am getting this imagery of like the snake in the grass. Like, it's getting to where it needs to go, but it's not necessarily, it's moving in the shadows a little bit. It's moving in the long grass. It's sneaking its way around the bottom of the tree, to get around to the side of the tree that it wants to be. And so I feel like this is your advice for your career and finance sector at this time, is to kind of move in the shadows a little bit and keep in focus your true passion and ambition, and do what needs to be done, say what needs to be said. Some of you, it may veer to the lines of, you may feel as though you're manipulating somebody or something within the situation just a little bit here. But I do feel that there's this strong element of, this is all part of the business game. This is all part of the game. They call it the rat race, and you're kind of, trying to put things into the right position for yourself to achieve what you need to achieve. Um, I'm getting that for one of you, it's something along the lines of, focus, because once again, focusing on the things that you're truly passionate about. And there is that slight little element of manipulation here. So I'm getting that for some of you, it's kind of like, if you know that you and somebody else are up for a promotion, I am getting this energy of you sort of saying, to somebody like a manager, for example, like, and knowing in the back of your head, the manager is looking for XYZ for the person that they're wanting to promote. And you kind of being a little bit sneaky the way you're approaching this, and saying to the manager, well, I do understand that other person, they're really great at the processes for ABC. They're fantastic with ABC. But personally, I feel I excel with XYZ, and this is where I'm really pushing to go in my career. So you're not necessarily, being outright manipulative. You're still, giving credit where credit's due, but you're really focusing on what you need to get out of the situation and pushing that side of things, to get yourself to where you need to be, with your career. So I do feel as though this is career specifically for a lot of you. We have the anchor as well. So it does show us that, this is going to result in you being very sort of steady and, a dependable, reliable career opportunity coming from this. It may not even be a career opportunity. It may just be, strengthening your current position, for some of you here. But, it is going to be strengthened, and you are going to, survive the storms. So if there, for example, if, a month from now there comes a storm within the company where they need to lay off, 5 people, they're less likely to lay you off because your position is much more secure and stable, from doing this. Okay, so I would suggest, don't allow yourself to, be manipulative, not at all. But it's just being very clever about the way that you're looking at things and approaching things, and pushing your own survival within the company. Okay, it's all about your self-survival and following your true ambition and your true passion, even if you have to sort of work in the shadows a little bit to make sure that you're secure and safe within the career stuff there. Okay, so that's what we've got for you this week, Aries. I hope that helped. Leave me a comment. Let me know if that resonated for your situation. More than welcome to check your other placements. Leave a like and a subscribe, and hopefully, I'll see you soon.